Oh. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Patience. I am your favorite spirit medium, host of Spirit News on all major platforms. I have a lot of dense energy surrounding me with our reading today, so forgive my energy levels. I don't like having to do these kinds of reads in the sense of that it's awful, that it's horrible, and my condolences go out to the mother of the 3 children that had their lives taken too soon. I've gotten a lot of requests for this specific person to help find them. I don't know if I can find them. I don't know if they're crossed over. I cannot tap into their energy I can't tap into anyone's energy without permission. And so if I don't know if they're crossed over yet, I don't want to take that chance. It's a cosmic law to not tap into people's energies without their permission, or to even do anything without someone's permission. It's against the law of free will. So we want to be really mindful of that when we're doing our reads. But we can tap into the girls. We can ask the girls their point of view of what happened, of what they witnessed, and we can try to understand it from a higher perspective, their linear view of what happened and why this tragedy came about. So, we're very happy to be of service in that way, to use our abilities to help in any way, shape, or form. Um, Let me see. The first person that asked me to do this is Holly. She said, "Hello, can you see if you can get any information on his location? Such a sad case with strange circumstances." And then just this morning, oh, it's Holly again. Can you connect? Hi, Holly. Hey, Holly. Can you connect with Travis Decker? He went missing in Washington State. It's been all over the news. Updates and sightings have been sketchy. So I definitely want to try. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Good morning. Heavy head this morning with this topic, but I'm happy to see what I can get from the girls and at least understand maybe emotionally why this happened, or what they perceived, how they viewed it from their point of view. Their names were Olivia. Their names were Olivia, Paityn, and Evelyn. 5, 8, and 9. Isn't that crazy? I mean, 5 years old. So according to Gemini, Google's AI, the synopsis of I've tried not to watch anything. I didn't even know until Holly brought it to my attention that this was going on. Um, and and for that I'm grateful, because I want to try to get the best information as possible by tapping into the energy without being led. So I don't want to read too much, but if you're unfamiliar with this mystery, Travis Decker is the father of these 3 young girls that may have possibly took their lives. Um, he's military trained. He's a survivalist. Apparently, he survives in the wilderness for fun. Like that's how he lives. He doesn't have a normal, what we would consider a normal living situation. Um, and it says he faces charges of aggravated first degree murder and kidnapping, but he hasn't been found. So, um, confirmation. So we're not going to tap into his energy because, like I said, that's against cosmic law, and we are not going to break cosmic law. But we can kind of finagle, do a little loophole, and we can contact the 3 little girls. Okay, so we're going to try our best to do that. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. I have to say that for legal reasons. Anything I say cannot be proven in a court of law, but it can be taken as an observation of information, and we can put it with the data and come up with something. I hope I can help. Oh, so this light. Thank you so much. It's so sad. It really is so sad. You're in danger. Okay. The little girls might have known that their dad was either acting weird, or they could have the dad could have told them that they're in danger, and that's how they got them to go with him. We'll see. I'm gonna get some keywords so we can kind of just ease into this energy. Holy Divine Spirit, Archangel Michael, thank you so much for being here. Olivia, Evelyn, and Paityn, I invite you into my energy field so we can share energy, so we can get your perspective of your linear view with Archangel Michael for protection. Thank you so much for being here with us. It's my honor to be of service, and I hope it helps in any way, shape, or form. Calculate. Calculate. Calculate atrocity. This could have fantasy in reverse. This could have been some kind of planned out, calculated atrocity, agonizing in reverse. Fantasy in reverse, something that was weird. I have weird search in reverse. Weird search in reverse. Calculate atrocity, fantasy, jewel, circa, jewel. Historical site, assassin. Assassinate some 3 jewels. Oh, Jesus. Historical site. You know, I was, Spirit just said historical site. And I wasn't going to say it unless Spirit said something, and I'm going to take that as a something, but I was getting something about the Appalachian Mountains. I don't know if he's there, but I was getting something about that. It's been coming into my energy a lot. An abandoned house or cabin or something. So some kind of calculated atrocity. Some kind of backwards fantasy, something that was in the past agonizing, or something that he couldn't, nauseating, disease. There's like a lot of negative thoughts going on here. Some kind of weird assassination of 3 jewels. Weird. Spirit said weird. Bowel. Huh. I have rice, but in reverse. Bowel. Relish in reverse. Promise. Calculate atrocity. There's something that was thought out, something that was planned, some kind of atrocity that was planned in advance. Something that was a crooked fantasy, some kind of upside down fantasy that turned into some kind of weird assassination attempt of 3 jewels. Rice is upside down, arsenic. There's something, I think arsenic comes from rice when it's not cleaned or something. There's some kind of um poison that comes from rice. So I'm going to take that symbolically as some kind of poison, some kind of, it could be, because I have promise in advance. The girls could be saying that their father could have promised them um, to get them away from some kind of something that was agonizing, something that they thought was weird that he kept bringing up, something that he's he said don't talk about, don't bring it up, don't inquire about it, just trust me. Um, I'm your dad, trust me. I promise that I'll get you away. Some kind of weird, twisted. I don't want to say twisted. Distorted is a better word. It's almost like he was projecting onto the kids to get them to be on his side or something, his side of something, to get them to um be believe what he said or what he was saying about some kind of weird fantasy that he was agonizing about, but he may have told the kids, "Don't. I don't want to I don't want to get you. You know, some kind of manipulation. I don't want to get you taken away from me, so you have to promise that you won't talk about it, because I don't want people to think that we're weird, or that I'm weird, and get you taken away. Something like that." Okay. So it's definitely some kind of emotional manipulation to get the kids to go with him or to believe him or to um, be on his side, okay, about something. I don't know what yet, but
Melissa. Undoubtedly.
well, thank you. We'll do a mind trap.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. We'll do a mind trap. All right, girls, tell me what else you want us to know. What happened? Where is he? The man married his wife's sister first. The man married his wife's sister first. How can it be that a man once married to the sister of his widow? Once married to the sister of his widow. The man married his wife's sister first. Hmm. How can it be that a man once married? He could have done this to. Hmm. Um, are you saying he was trying? What, I don't know if you're saying he was trying to like his plan backfired and he was trying to either get rid of the wife, the mother of his children, or he was trying to do something that would hurt the mother. I'm not sure which one you're saying. That fell on the floor onto yes. Are you
After death.
after death? Are you saying he was trying to he did this to try to hurt the mother? Yes. The best medicine, getting the real scoop. Something about there could be something about um the mother of his children moving on, marrying someone else, or being with someone else, or something like that. Can I get another mind trap, please? Sid Shady is in prison and is planning his escape. The cell he is in measures 3 meters by 3 meters by 3 meters. 3. There are 3 girls. The walls are made of reinforced concrete and they extend 2 meters below the dirt floor. The only openings in the cell are a locked door and a skylight 1 meter in diameter. Sid thinks he has found a way to escape, so he begins by digging a tunnel. He knows he can't tunnel himself out, but digging a tunnel is crucial for his plan. How does he plan to escape? Shady plans to use the dirt from the tunnel to build a mound high enough to reach the skylight. Mm. He's definitely he's definitely isolated. He's definitely finding a way to escape. He knows he's going to prison. Uh, he could have found some type of, I told you, some kind of abandoned tunnel or building. It could be underground. It could definitely be underground. That reminds me of a song that I was hearing this morning. It's called Big Boy by SZA. And it says, um, it's cuffing season, and now we got a reason to get a big boy. I want a big boy. Give me a big boy. And it kind of gives me the vibe of this person being like a man child, of being very immature emotionally, not, you know, the I can't tap into the mother of the children, but um, what I'm getting is that she could have possibly they could have possibly had a lot of toxic patterns with each other. She could have been very quick to call him, you know, a boy. You need to grow up. It's time to grow up. You don't even have a place to live. Really putting him down to the children. And I'm not saying this to put anyone I'm not saying this to be on anyone's side. I'm just looking at this from a higher perspective of the whole situation, of everyone's part that they played, of what I'm getting. Um, yeah. So something here, let's ask the yes or no. Are you saying that Travis is underground somewhere? Are you saying that Travis could be underground? Yes. Underground. He could have found some kind of abandoned underground tunnel or silo or some kind of abandoned something underground. Um, let's ask about the Appalachian Mountains. Is this in the Appalachian Mountains? Yes. Yes, it could very well be in the Appalachian Mountains. I got a yes. So something underground. On the edge of it. On the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Um, Let me see a map of Appalachian Mountains. Map of Appalachian Mountains. Let me see. So it goes into Canada. Is he in the United States part? Yes. Yes, he is.
No fear.
No fear. You know what?
15.
There's many different parts. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 9. There's many different parts of the Appalachian Mountains. Let me see. He's in the US. He's in the United States portion of it. Um, let's see. Is he in the Washington portion of Appalachian Mountains? Yes. Is he in an underground abandoned tunnel of some kind? Yes. Spirit said on the edge of it. So is he closer to the edge of Pennsylvania? This is like it knew before I was gonna say it. Um, the north part of Pennsylvania, the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. It's like between Washington and Pennsylvania, according to Spirit. Okay, well, if that's his location, thank you so much. I don't know that for sure. That's just what I'm getting. But why don't you tell us what happened? Why did this happen? Oh, Jesus. Deceptor, the famous magician, was in Europe touring one of the many ancient castles. The tour guide explained that one of the most common defenses built in those days was the moat. The moat that Dee. That's so funny because John Dee was also an occultist and a warlock. The moat that Dee was touring was a huge square, 5 meters wide and 7 meters deep. However, was not too impressed with the moat's protective abilities. Dee boasted that he could cross the moat without getting wet by using just two 3/4 meter planks and nothing else. How could he do it? He put one of the planks across the corner of the moat, which shortened the distance to less than 5 meters.
Longing for recognition.
Longing for recognition.
Trap.
Trap. There's something that he did to try to shorten the distance between him and his kids, or something that he did that he thought would protect him or give him some kind of advantage against the defenses of his baby mother. There's something he did to defend himself. There's something that he thought would protect him from something with his baby mother, but he started to become distant. Instead, it made him distant, or it made him something something that something that he thought he didn't have a choice to do, something he thought would help him. What is this that you're talking about? What did he do to protect himself? Native. Shadow was vacationing on the Isle of Beguile. This is an island where the natives always lie and the visitors always tell the
Vintage
truth.
camera.
Shadow was
Empty building.
I told you he's in an abandoned either basement of a house or something underground in the Appalachian Mountains. Still in Washington, really close to the edge of Pennsylvania and Virginia or Washington. Shadow was walking through a mall.
Investigate my death.
Shadow was walking through
Shame.
a mall. Oh, that's so funny because this says Shadow. And Spirit just said shade. Shadow was vacationing on the Isle of Beguile. This is an island where the natives always lie and the visitors always tell the truth.
Wrong.
Shadow was walking through a mall when Bill, Frank, and Joe approached him. Joe said, "All of us are natives." Frank said, "Only one of us is a visitor." Who is a native and who is a visitor? Something about him saying he was on vacation or he wanted to take the girls on vacation. He wanted to, but he always lies. He says he's a native, but he's really a visitor. So he says he's a native, but he always lies. He's just a visitor. Wherever he took them it wasn't going to be a vacation. Frank is the visitor and Joe and Bill are natives. The statement made by Joe cannot be correct because if they were all natives, none of them would say they were. Consequently, we know that Joe is a native. Frank, on the other hand, could not be a native since if he was, it means that Bill is the only visitor. This would make Frank's statement true, which he could not make if he were a native. Because they can't tell a lie. Something he said was a lie about taking them on vacation. He said he was taking them somewhere where he is a native, where he goes all the time, where he's been there a million times. Somewhere he could have been very familiar with. Somewhere where he may have there's something about him being isolated and possibly meeting someone who's in their shadow, who's native. I'm not saying that all native people are in their shadow. I'm just saying this could be a particular person. He could have went to some kind of like campsite or like some kind of abandoned place in the woods or something, and he could have met somebody who was visiting who's native. Something they talked about. Are you saying he met somebody and talked about his situation at one of these campsites? No. Are you saying he
Sections.
Are you saying he tricked the girls
Pain and torture.
by saying that they were going on a vacation? He tricked people by
No, it's not.
Yes. Yes. Yes, twice. This is the real deal. Your efforts bear fruit. Okay. Why did he feel like he had to lie about taking them on vacation? Why was he in a shadow? Like, what is the things that are going through his head right now? Like, why is he doing this? Why did he do this? We love lemonade. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. So there's 3. There's three birds. One is red, one is orange, and one is a dark red. Or one's pink. Hmm.
No mercy.
No mercy.
Camera stirs unsettling emotions.
Well, there's um making, what is that saying? Making something out of lemons, making lemonade out of lemons. Something about a bad situation, they're making the best out of it. Um, these are also parrots, which repeat things that people say. They copy things that people say. So there could be something about, I think they're saying that he said they were going on a vacation. He lied about taking them on a vacation, even though he had a calculated plan of atrocities to assassinate three jewels. He was making, um, he was telling the girls, yeah, I want to try to take you on vacation. I want to have fun together. I know it's not a house, it's not the greatest, but we can go camping. We can make the best of it. Really making it seem like he had the best intentions for them. Um, they could have been really um, hopeful. They could have been really hopeful of this plan. They could have been excited. That's how they got to go with him. Actually, oh, that was weird. I lost it now, but I just saw a campsite. I lost it now. Well, they could have not ended up going to a campsite. It could have just all been a lie. Well, it was a lie. But why did he plan this? Like, why? There's also a 5 cent um, logo. Something about money. Something about money. Tell me more. Hmm. Hmm.
Go
Hmm.
away. Burning my skin.
Burning my skin. So I have this. I have lemonade, cranberry juice, apple juice. And I have rice in reverse and bowel. So something about their food or drink or something. And I have this one. Good morning, Robin. Good morning. Hope all is well with you. Thanks for being here. Good morning. Hmm. 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 There's something about him. being very reckless, being very impulsive, being very um, immature, being very um, uh, disconnected, almost like
Abigail.
out of touch with what's going on around him.
Tavern.
Some Spirit said tavern, and there's liquid here. He could be an alcoholic. Very disassociated is the word I want to use. Very disassociated, like unaware of how his actions really create a lot of concern around him. The way he's perceived is not clocked in his own mind. He doesn't understand the way that his uh, kids or his baby mother look at him. He's very disruptive. He's very he has to be like the center of attention. There's something about him that feels like very irresponsible, very um, entitled, always making a mess, always making a mess, expecting someone else to clean it up, um, or like very superficial, very surface level, very what's that word? Uh, uh, Almost like needing to be. He gets bored easily. There's something going on with his emotions. His emotions are there's something that he keeps deep down hidden. His emotions are very restricted. He buries his emotions with the look of having it together or like he's having fun, but really there's something that's spilling over, something that has made a mess, something that he doesn't know how to clean up, something that one of his older children and the could have seen him doing, something that um, something that he could have told one of his kids or all of his kids to not talk about, because I also have inquiry and search in reverse, which kind of gives me, says promise right here. And I said in the beginning, um, don't talk about something. Don't talk about something, which is kind of signified or
Bounds.
bounds. Um, that's what this picture reminds me of. Like, don't talk about something, just grin and bear it, just smile and be, pretend to be happy. Um, and that's what I kind of get from this, because the beaver is acting all cool for this woman, but he's about to tip over this tree by leaning on it like that. I love cranberry juice. Apple juice is my favorite. A mouse and a beaver. A mouse and a beaver. That's an odd couple. A mouse and a beaver is an odd couple. Apples and cheese. They don't see eye to eye. They're very different. They're very opposites of each other. Um, they have different viewpoints. They have different values. They even like different food. They never um, agree on anything. They look away at each other's behaviors. They could possibly hmm, they could possibly both drink too much or have drinking problem or are excessive with their drinking. All right, girls, can you please tell me what this, what are these, what is something that you witnessed um, this Travis do? It looks like you saw him doing something, probably being drunk and reckless. That could have gotten them taken away from you. Is that what you're saying? Yes. Okay, so he has a history of reckless behavior, possibly fueled by alcoholism. That could be a main contributing factor for why he had the kids taken away from him and why he was viewed as being unsafe. Sex someone tonight. He could have been very promiscuous. Break into an exaggerated foreign accent for no reason. Yeah, he could have cheated, been a drinker. He could have. He could have. Um. What's that called? Dissociative identity disorder. Break into an exaggerated foreign accent for no reason. He could have multiple personalities. He could be very. Oh, that could be the. I said disassociation before. He could offer to be the magician's assistant. Oh shit. That's the second reference to a magician. Hello, thank you for being here. What? No way. No way. Hold on. Let me get a couple more before I say that. Wear non-prescription glasses for fashion purposes. Join a cult after falling in love with one of the members. I did not want to say it, but that is exactly what I was getting with this card. He could have met somebody at one of these campgrounds who's native that possibly that's in a cult or practices a cult type magic or something or claims to. Um, he could have shared what he was going through with this person who is a woman. He could have made it, in his perspective, he could have made it seem like, his family was the problem, that he's just, this happy-go-lucky person that's always trying to, brighten the mood and have a good time, and his family is the one that's always, judging him and doesn't, the victim story, the victim story, not ta- not taking accountability, not taking accountability for his reckless behavior around his kids, for acting, dissociating, many things. So, there could have been someone he met that told him about ways he could get back at um, his family for the injustices that he was describing to this woman. Join a cult after falling in love with one of the members. Do tech support for their family and friends. Be the first to be eaten in a desperate survival situation because they look so tasty. And he's a survivalist. And this says do tech support for their family and friends. And this says calculate atrocity. All right, girls, are you saying that he met a woman at a campground he was having a relationship with? Okay. Did this woman put something in his drink?
Traffic.
Yes. Did he tell this woman about his family life, about him being a victim of his baby mother? Yes. Was this woman native? No. Okay. Did she claim to be native? She said she was native? Yes, but she's a liar, just like that card said. I gotcha. Are you saying that she practices magic? Oh my god. Are you saying she practices magic under the guise of being native? Did she put something in Travis's drink to make him do what she wanted? Wow. Does Travis remember what he did to his kids? Yes. Is he confused about why he did it? Yes. Are you saying that whatever this woman put in his drink made him susceptible to intrusive thought or suggestion? Yes. Wow. Who is this woman? Who is this woman that got him, that did this? Harm. Who is this woman that talked him into doing this? There's something that they would do in the woods, possibly drink together, but she could have put something in his food to make him more suggestible, to make him more easily suggested to do things. Be the first to be eaten in a desperate survival situation because they look so tasty. Yeah, there's some kind of weird she was definitely using sex to, I don't know, make him feel like he had to do this or something. Abilities.
The lost child.
The lost child. Why did this woman want him to do this? A compassionate detective trying to catch a deadly serial killer. The world's most annoying sports fan. Robin Hood. A poacher lining up a shot on an African white rhino, which are extinct now. The next Picasso. Hmm. Hmm. So, whoever this woman is that he met, that brainwashed him basically, that possibly put something in his food or drink to make him more easily susceptible to suggestion. She even using a Jezebel spirit, just someone who, a siren spirit, someone who uses sex and um, acts compassionate. Uh, someone very charming. Someone, there's something that she put in their drink. Something that she put in his drink.
Fragmented records.
Mm. She may have brain.
She's hiding from you.
She's hiding from you. Yeah, she is hiding from me. There's something that she does with energy manipulation. She has some kind of, because I have magician twice, and I have join a cult after falling in love with one of the members. I'm not saying that. I don't know. I don't claim magic. I don't even really understand it, but I know that it can happen on an emotionally manipulative level, and it can happen actually like on a physical level through rituals. I don't know which one she's doing, but she did put something in his food. Um, um, and she's annoying. She's like one of those people that is very insistent. She just keeps bringing it up. She keeps talking about it. It's like she won't let you go to sleep until you're done talking. It's a very toxic relationship. Um, there's something about money. She's like convinced that he needs to do this because he'll get money, or she's interested in him making him feel like he's doing good. Like he's doing good because it says Robin Hood. What did Robin Hood do? He stole from the rich and gave to the poor. But really, that's a double standard because you're stealing, and then, just because you're giving it to the poor doesn't make it right that you're stealing. So something like that, like some kind of weird, twisted um, distortion of
Uncertain.
what's right. Yeah, something uncertain that.
Immediate.
Anedia. What's anedia? Let me see what anedia is. In media? It says in media. Inedia. A pseudoscientific belief that humans can live without food or water, sustained solely by sunlight and air. Yeah, this woman is like one of, she reminds me of this YouTuber that he was completely mentally ill, and I think and he was like on this kick of eating raw meat, like he was eating raw meat, and he believed that sunlight was all he needed, and he ended up getting sick. Just one of those people that he was even mad, like if you liked saunas, and he would bombard you with negativity if you like saunas. It's very mentally unwell. This woman's mentally unwell. They attracted each other. They're both in the same energy. He's a always paints himself as the victim.
Nancy.
Um, he told her about his situation with his family, about how they're always on his case and they don't believe in him and yada yada yada. But really, in reality, it's because he's a screw up. He's always messing up. He's always making messes. He's never responsible. Stuff like that. She said something like, I don't know exactly what she said, but she could have said something like, well, I know how we can, get money and get your kids and make your baby mother upset. All the things that he felt were right for him. A poacher lining up a shot on an African white rhino. Yeah, something. White rhinos extinct now, but they were rare at the time that this card was made. So something about lining up a target and a plan. This says calculate. This was a planned thing. This was something that was planned. The next Picasso, but it, and I have fantasy in reverse, but it was a fantasy. It was some kind of weird, distorted reality fantasy because these people are isolated from humans. They've isolate themselves in the woods, and they are in each other's toxic energy where they're feeding each other these delusions. There's something that spiraled out of control when it comes to their delusions and their plans and their twisted fantasies about lining up targets for the good of humanity. Something about believing that what they were doing was right, something like that. Was I burned as a witch in a past life or really just bad at baking? If you want a reading, you should go to Robin. Robin's the best at readings. She gave me a beautiful reading. I'm not I don't know, I'm not super called to do readings. I get them sometimes and I'll do them, but I don't know why. A horrifying reverse mermaid. I told you, didn't I say a siren? Yeah, this woman is poisoned his mind or something, or she did something. I have rice in reverse. I have, which creates arsenic. She put something in his food or drink. All right. So I don't know for sure. I don't have proof, but according to spirit, he's hiding in the Appalachian Mountains. He may be delusional in some way, under some kind of brainwashing. It's either brainwashing or it could quite literally be poison, or it could be drugs, or it could be a spell. It could be any of those. Um, Something that makes his perception distorted, and he's easily suggestible to by this woman. Where's this woman at? Hmm. He may have separated.
Asia.
He may have separated from this woman. They're
Hidden
not
places.
hidden places. Did he separate from? Are him and this woman separated, or are they together? Are they together? Are they together? Are they together? Yes. Taking flight, uplift, at peace with decisions. Yield is poor, wasted effort. Yeah, they had some weird. I don't know if it's because something that they drink or some kind of substance they take. It could have been like ayahuasca, or, some kind of real disconnected. This woman thinks there's some kind of spiritual person and he believes her. And they could have taken some kind of like hallucinogen or something, or ingested something that made them come up with this idea that made them easily suggestible for brainwashing.
Danger is near.
Mm-hmm.
July.
Yeah, they were addicted to adrenaline, roller coaster rides, ups and downs, good and bad rush of feelings. They were addicted to this plan against a family because it thought it would bring them possibilities, because they have some kind of weird connection, or they think they have some kind of deep connection, but they're really just escaping. They're really just escaping, avoiding taking responsibility. So they've become very attached to each other, um, creating confusion. He could possibly be in confusion
Reply.
as to what's happening. He was hoping that this would stop the drama, but it really just created more drama, because this woman is a drama queen, whoever this person he met at a campsite, and there's lots of conflict between them. He's starting to see now that he's frozen. There's not true that he's frozen. There's no way to escape what he's done. Something he's getting triggers and flashbacks of childhood trauma or something he went through. He attracted someone who's extremely toxic, as I said, extreme. Someone that mirrors someone in his past that he was blind to. He thought he was moving forward with this person with love, but it wasn't love. It was witchcraft. I cannot make it up, you guys. I can't make it up. I cannot make it up. I wouldn't make it up. There's someone hexing, there's a spell, negativity. Yeah, he met somebody who claims to be spiritual, who does ayahuasca or may have did it with him and made him believe that she was some kind of guru or she could talk to dead people or whatever she claimed, and really she was putting something in his drink making him, bound to her to make him easily suggestible to do what she wanted. There's something wrong with her. What's wrong with her? Yeah, she enjoys pain. She enjoys inflicting pain. She likes locking people down because she doesn't want to face her consequences because she's immature. She likes to trap people, tie them down because she's a clown. She likes to humiliate people because she has a big ego because there's something wrong with her. She's been hurt in the past. Yeah. She's somebody that likes to inflict pain because she's in pain. Okay? Ugh. So, domino effect of not addressing your wounds makes you extremely susceptible to. They attracted each other because they were both in their ego. They're both in the same energy. They both have the same toxic behavior traits, the immature, the inability to take responsibility, deflecting, projecting, all of the things. They both attracted each other. But she's a liar. She lied to him. I mean, they're both liars, really. They calculated this plan because they thought that in some weird way it was um like Robin Hood, like stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, that they deserved this because they are victims, you know, they're victims. They view themselves as never doing anything wrong and everybody's out to get them and they deserve this and blah blah blah. I'm over it. I'm over it. How can we heal it? How can we heal it? How can we heal it, Spirit? Oh, how can we heal it? Just because something is not happening right now doesn't mean that it will never happen. Divine timing is at play. Be patient and trust the process. Just because something is not happening right now doesn't mean that it will never happen. Just because he's not caught right now doesn't mean that he's not going to get caught. Divine timing is at play. So there's pieces and parts and players that are falling into place to help bring justice to the situation, is what I'm getting from that. Don't think that they're going to get away with this, because they're not. Even if we aren't the ones that are serving the justice, he could possibly get attacked by a bear or fall off a cliff or and be laying at the bottom of a ravine where he has to lay there until he dies because nobody knows he's there. There are multiple other ways that justice can be served from a higher power that might not be, done from our justice system, but justice will prevail. Ugh. The path to light. I make the conscious choice to move toward the light one step at a time. I transform my weaknesses into strengths by mastering my thoughts. I overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance. I develop my gifts and extend my light to every being unconditionally. Yes, the way to heal this is to know in this situation the person who took these children's lives was choosing to fester in whatever it is that he went through. Okay, his he chose to focus on his weaknesses instead of turning them into strengths. He didn't want to take accountability for his the ways he was weak, and when you do that, it leads to you attracting things that match that, and it will test you, and it will give you opportunities to change in that moment. So he met somebody that matched his energy for him to, as a test for him to say, what? No, that's not right. I don't want to do that. Or no, I want, instead he chose to give into his dark tendencies in a time of darkness where he was angry, where he was frustrated, where he was upset at at his family for not accepting his ridiculous behavior. No one should accept behavior that is not unconditionally loving. Love doesn't have conditions. If someone, I mean, you can't have someone be in your family that's continually, messing up and causing drama and always passing the buck on to people. Okay, so that made him very upset. It made him very angry. He became a victim. Well, they don't see it my way. I'm always doing this and I'm always doing that, and they just think I'm a fuck up and blah blah blah. Like boo hoo, boo fucking who. Why don't you go cry about it? There's millions of people in the world that are going through their own shit, and for you to be a little crybaby about it and then take it out on your kids, it's disgusting. And this, I'm not saying that this will happen to everybody, but everybody gets tested. Everybody goes through shit. It's a choice. It's a conscious choice to move towards the light one step at a time instead of choosing and wallowing and sulking and being a little brat about what you're going through, like you're the only person going through shit. Give me a break. There's no sympathy here. Okay? I don't feel sorry for you. You chose this path. You attracted this path because you didn't want to heal. You didn't want to look at your own shit. You didn't want to take accountability. And now look where you're at. These are the consequences of your actions. So I'm not saying everyone's action, will lead to this horrible atrocity, but when you wallow,
Stop now.
when you choose to be in that energy, then you will experience things that match that energy. And that's the lesson here. Okay? I hope this helps in any way, shape, or form. Thank you so much. I will see you on the next one. Bye.